Welcome, Cosmic Explorers, to Cosmic Classroom Lessons from Starlight Synergy School, the podcast where we journey through the nexus of science and spirituality to empower your life. I'm your guide, Katie Dickieson, cosmic engineer and founder of Starlight Synergy School, and your fellow traveler on this path of discovery and transformation. This podcast is for seekers, dreamers, and anyone ready to uncover the mysteries of the universe within themselves. Whether you're curious about the cosmic forces that shape our existence or seeking practical tools for personal empowerment, you're in the right place. By tuning in, you'll discover how to navigate life's challenges with grace and strength, drawing on the power of both your intellect and intuition. You'll learn strategies for calming the storm within, setting boundaries that honor your soul, and ultimately stepping into the empowered, radiant being that you are meant to be. Get ready to transform your understanding of yourself and the world around you. If you're inspired to explore further and join our community of cosmic learners and fellow starseeds, follow us on social media, subscribe to our podcast on your favorite platform, and visit our website to learn more about our courses. Together, we can unlock the secrets of the stars and the untapped potential within. Please remember, this podcast is for educational and inspirational purposes only. While we explore topics related to personal and spiritual growth, it's important to seek professional advice for individual concerns. Our journey together is one of exploration and discovery, not a substitute for professional guidance. Let's embark on this cosmic journey together. Welcome to the Cosmic Classroom. Get ready to elevate your essence, honey, because the stars are not the limit. Today, we're diving deep into the story behind Starlight Synergy School, exploring the moments of inspiration, challenge, and revelation that led to its creation. We'll uncover the unique blend of scientific insight and spiritual wisdom that fuels our courses and how they're designed to help you live freely, authentically, and in harmony with the cosmos. Hello, everybody. Welcome to Cosmic Classroom Lessons from Starlight Synergy School. Today's episode is the genesis of Starlight Synergy School with Katie Dickieson, your cosmic engineer. The plan for this episode is to give all of you an overview of my background, where I've come from, how Starlight Synergy School came to be, so that you guys understand what the heart and the intention of Starlight Synergy School is, and what our plans are for the future, and just, who I am, because I'm the one who's creating all this shit, and you probably care to know a little bit about me if you don't know me, to see if we are in alignment at all. My name's Katie Dickieson. I am, a short overview of my background. God, where to fucking start? I grew up in the suburbs of Detroit. I'm a middle child. I am a 6'2" manifester and Aries sun, Libra moon, Capricorn rising. I am a biomedical engineer with my master's from Cornell University. I hold a certificate in holistic health coaching. I am certified in neurolinguistic programming, emotional freedom techniques or tapping, Reiki level 1. What else are the things I do? Oh, I am licensed in 2 states as a hairstylist, and I worked as a private investigation search specialist for a time, bartending, serving. My undergrad is in biological sciences pre-med, and all around just creative, spontaneous, quirky, Renaissance woman is what I would describe myself as. And I am autistic. I have PMDD, ADHD, and conversion disorder. I am at this point in my life right now where I'm sprinting toward self-healing, but not in a way of how it's been in the past for me. I'm sprinting towards it in a way of just clear the fucking shit out of my body that makes me feel any coulda, shoulda, woulda in any sort of fucking way whatsoever. I was in corporate for about 2 years. I didn't even make 2 years. The longest I've ever been in a job of any kind, has been 2 years, and that was my bartending position because I fucking loved where I worked and I loved all those people. And I'm surprised I lasted in corporate as long as I fucking did. But you know what? In America, you can get a paycheck like that and it makes it real hard to leave. Which is why inherently I just knew inside my body the only way I was leaving that job was if I was fired or laid off. So thank God I was laid off because I would not be here doing this shit right now. Okay. So the inception of Starlight Synergy School. Really, the main thing I want to say here, the biggest thing that I've recognized in my self-healing journey at this current state is that I don't want to do anything that's not fuck yes energy, okay? And I don't want you to do anything that's not fuck yes energy. I understand some of us in our lives right now are in predicaments where not everything can be fuck yes energy, and that is fine. But I also want to get you into a place where you feel safe enough and confident enough to stand up for yourself and advocate for yourself, whether you're in a marginalized community, whether you're disabled, person of color, in the LGBTQ community, any of the things that make us othered, that make us feel inadequate for asking for what we want and for what we need from our peers and from our community and from our bosses. I just think it's bullshit. And I want you to feel safe in your own nervous system to ask for the things that you fucking deserve in this world. And I want you to be able to feel this way because I went on the journey myself to help myself feel this way. And I think that it would have been a lot easier for me a lot earlier in life had I known how to regulate my nervous system, how to love myself, how to take care of myself, how to understand and believe that my wants and needs in this world are valid and that putting boundaries on other people is actually not just benefiting you, but is actually a benefit to everybody else in this world. And the more that we're able to love ourselves and protect ourselves and stand up for ourselves, the more that other people will feel enlightened and empowered to do the same, making this place a much more fuck yesable place of living. Yeah, fuck yes energy is where it's coming from. When I first had our initial meeting with the Celestial Guides from Starlight Synergy School, before any of them agreed to doing any of these crazy things, I told them this. And I said, and I still mean this, and I'm saying this even to any of you out there that become part of Starlight Synergy School or questioning Starlight Synergy School or want to be part of it but don't know if it's the right time. I'm never going to be like a salesperson to you. I just won't, because I want you to feel fuck yes energy. And if you don't, that's okay. And if you can't show up, that's okay. You got to do you. You got to take care of you. And I feel that way about all the Celestial Guides. If me and the Celestial Guides are not living in our truth of being like everything's fuck yes or fuck no energy, and then we expect you to do it, but we're not living in that, what? We're just a bunch of fucking hypocrites. We're just the church. Just, what are we doing for? No one has the energy to do that. And the only way that we're really going to fucking change this world is to tell everybody's energy to be very like, oh, I feel safe to say no to things. I feel safe to say yes to things. I feel safe to change my fucking mind. I feel safe to do whatever the fuck I want to do. That's it. And that's what we're here for, fuckers. Fuck yes energy. Anyways, let's just take that in for a second, because ironically enough, this has been the hardest podcast for me to film, because sometimes it's hard to see our own placement and to see our own superpowers and our own skills. And I'll be the first one to admit it's fucking hard for me. I'm really good at taking all these Celestial Guides and being like, these are your special things, and let me pinpoint and let me highlight them and let me do all these things. And then I'm just a really loud person who actually gets overstimulated by people very quickly. And I have major opinions, but they change all the time as I grow and my opinions grow. But they pretty much, the thing that stays consistent is I'm going to be a fucking self. And I recognize that in my process of learning how to advocate for myself, that this is something that people look at me and think, you're really good at doing this. Wow, I wish I could be more like that. Where inside my body, I'm like, this is hard as fuck. And all I can think about anytime I do something like that is that I'm a person who's outspoken. I'm a person who advocates for myself, and I pretty much always have. And it's hard as fuck for me. So if it is that hard for me, I cannot even imagine how hard or even possible it feels for someone else who is not just innately like that. And so this is why I'm here, to bring all of these things together and bring all the healing things together that have transformed my fucking life and allowed me to show up and do this right now, to give to the world, to allow them to sit in safety in exactly whoever the fuck they want to be for the rest of their life, so that we can create the ripple effect everyone loves to talk about. I like the domino effect, though. Because when I don't like the ripple effect as much, because we live in a society right now where shit needs to be tore the fuck down. A ripple effect is like, oh, that's so nice. But no, like domino effect. Let's see Let's see shit fucking crumble, dismantle, disrupt. Let's fuck it all and make it the way that we want it to fucking be, man. It doesn't seem like it should be that hard. But the truth is, we gotta take some shit down. And that's why I like the domino effect better, because take it down so we can rebuild it fucking back up. Let's do it. Let's fucking do it. Let's go. I'm interviewing myself today. This is how we're doing this. Katie, can you share with us what your life looked like before Starlight Synergy School was even a concept in your mind? I always knew I had something important to bring to this world. And I'm not saying that because I'm a special person and I have something. We all fucking do. Any people who want to look at me and be like, I wish I could do what you can do, you can fucking do whatever the fuck you want. You're just choosing not to. But we'll get there later. And it's not that easy. So I'm not trying to belittle your experience when I say that. Anyways, I would look at people online. And the truth is, I started my own business called The Origin of You in 2014 when I became a certified holistic nutritionist. And I became certified in live blood analysis, and I had this whole idea, but I didn't believe I was smart enough. I didn't believe I had the scientific knowledge to back up the shit that I was trying to say. I didn't think that I was smart enough in the holistic nutrition to even go that way with it. And it's just, there was this part of me that was like, I need to know everything. I need to bring everything together. So I went back to school. And then I was like, oh my God, I fell in love with space and was allowed to shoot for the stars. And my master's was in the toxic effect of Martian regolith on plants. And I was like, I'm terraforming Mars and I'm going to space and I'm saving the world. And then I was like, ugh, the scientific community sucks. And everyone everything felt so divided. My creativity couldn't live in science. My science couldn't live in creativity. And my holisticness couldn't fit anywhere. And nothing felt right entirely, because in any realm I was in, something was missing, and I could tell that. I could feel that in my body. And so I went through Manifestation Babe Academy and found Catherine Zankina and manifestation, and that really set me on a new trajectory. But even after that happened, I was sitting there and I was like, I have these certificates, I have all these degrees. And I believe in everything she's speaking about. And I believe in all these things that all these people are speaking about, but it doesn't fit for me. And it didn't feel right for me to just show up and start fucking talking without knowing that my heart was in it. It didn't feel right for me. And I could tell when I would watch people like Catherine Zankina speak, I'm like, this bitch has fucking got it. Not in a way that she's got it, because she does got it, but in a way that this is her fucking soul. This is her soul's work. This is her soul's purpose. And that's what I want, is my soul's purpose. So I couldn't put myself out there until I was like, everybody listen to me. I've lived my whole life in a lot of survival mentality. Most of my life has been completely survival mentality from the day that my parents kicked me out of their house. Even before that, I was working like 5 jobs while I was in high school. And it was always if I can show people how effective and efficient I am, then I won't lose anything. Then everybody will always need me, which is funny because even in my efficiency, I was dropped like a dime, and it's a different story. Anyways, I was laid off from my cushy little 9-to-5 job in the first week of January, on the day that I was supposed to be going home for my grandmother's funeral. And the few months before that happened, I had this feeling inside my body, and I was like, you're not going to put 100% into yourself, into your business until you lose this job. And I knew it. And I knew the day that I got laid off, I didn't know it was coming, but I knew it was coming. And after it happened, I was just like, okay, what's next? Immediately, my first thought was like, just jump on LinkedIn and just find another really quick job that's just like that, and then you'll quit it later. And then I got on LinkedIn and I almost threw up, and I was like, my body doesn't want me to do that's for sure. So I got out of there and I was like, okay, give yourself some time. Give yourself some time. And so I sat, and for 2 weeks straight, I didn't give myself a time limit, but for 2 weeks straight, I meditated every day and went to yoga twice a day. And every time I tried to go back on LinkedIn, I like pulled my hand right back and I was like, it's coming. There's a quote I love by Bishop T.D. Jakes. And he talks about the power of a thought. And he says, you are one idea away from the greatest experience you will ever have in your life. And I've been listening to that on repeat, Power of Thought by Wake Up Time, on a consistent basis for 6 years at this point, maybe even longer. I listened to that all the fucking time. And I used to cry every single time I would listen to it because I could feel that was there. And I didn't know how to access it. And I was like, where is my thought? But I had never given myself the time or space to sit and allow it to come to me. Because trying to find your thought or trying to mine for your thought or study for your thought, like, it's why it's a light bulb, man. It's a light bulb moment. And I don't know how to explain it any other way than that. For me, that's what it was, a fucking light bulb moment. And after 2 weeks of just sitting and being like, I'm going to be patient. I'm going to wait. I have all the tools. I have all the tools to be able to do whatever the fuck I want to do in my life. I just have to figure out what it is. And at 3 o'clock in the morning, I woke up, shot out of bed, and I just started writing and writing. And that was almost 4 months ago at this point. And the ideas have not stopped coming. And in my heart, I'm like, this is it. This is my purpose. This is how it begins. I just feel it. What were some of the initial challenges or moments of resistance you faced in your journey towards integrating science and spirituality? This is such a good fucking question. Trying to merge science and spirituality is like trying to merge oil and vinegar. God, you taste so good together, but you fucking hate each other and repel each other at every chance you get. Even though if you just worked together, how sweet it can possibly be. And talking to scientists more so than it's just like scientists want to ignore spirituality at all costs. Have you ever tried to go to the doctor and talk to them about inflammation or talk about using something other than a medicine to try and cure something? Awful. Have you ever tried to talk to somebody spiritual and somebody super religious about science, or teaching them or trying to tell them to get a surgery done that is necessary for them to survive or live? But at the same time, both those things are not always 100% on either side. And it's such like it's always this. I don't even know how to describe it other than this is how science and spirituality merge together at all fucking times. There's always a little bit in every little bit, and it's always changing and always like different percentages. I don't even know how to explain it other than oil and vinegar, sloshing and sloshing. It's shake it up more, and you'll get a better mixture. And we don't fucking shake it up enough. And it reminds me of a lot of religions where most biggest religions believe the same fucking shit, but they want to fight about what words mean what and fight about semantics, about fucking everything, instead of recognizing the cores of their beliefs are fucking exactly the same. And what I find fascinating about science is that someone's coming for me. We have made it up, okay? And this is in no way me negating science because I'm autistic and autistic people love fucking patterns. And all being a scientist is recognizing patterns, which is why I definitely think that way more of the scientific community is autistic than we realize. But because it's just what we're fucking good at. But that's for a different day. Science has been built and math has been built off of recognizing patterns in the universe just by observing. And spirituality is the belief in all things existing, is the intuition that's in your heart, body, mind, and soul. There's a difference between qualitative and quantitative science. Quantitative science is when you take numbers and you can take, like, all I can think about is my dog right now. I'm like, how many times a day does my dog go pee? Okay. And so I take that number over the course of 3 months and I say the average amount of times that my dog goes pee on a daily basis in the course of 3 months showed that he averaged 3 times going pee per walk. And then I can like chart that on a line graph, right? That all has numbers. All of those things have numbers. 3 months, 3 times goes pee. How many times a day? Whatever. How many days a week? All these are numbers, right? But then there's qualitative science. And qualitative science can be based on measuring emotions. In qualitative science, we can assign a number to like an emotion, let's say, just so that you can then like graph data later. But qualitative science is still science. And I think a lot of times in history and even nowadays, like we look at things like qualitative science and I think that we pretend qualitative science isn't science, even though the only difference is that numbers aren't assigned necessarily in the beginning. I think it's scary for people who are scientists to think that not everything can be explained with numbers. Which is weird, though, because scientists are always looking for the next biggest breakthrough. And so if you're looking for the next biggest breakthrough, you're going to have to be looking at something that is not already explained, which is why I love the slogan of Cornell when I was there was break the rules, because inherently a scientist should be creative. A scientist is an artist, someone who is trying to expand the realms of the world and learn new things and new possibilities and teach new ideas is a fucking scientist. So if you are only a scientist that believes in what has already been proven, then how good of a fucking scientist are you? And then on the other side of this token is spirituality. And recognizing that as someone who's very spiritual, science can be applied to spirituality. It makes proof even that much more visible to the rest of the world. It's speaking 2 different languages and accepting for scientists to accept the proof behind spirituality, behind all the weird ass shit that we want to talk about. What is intuition? What is your subconscious? What is your unconscious? What are angel numbers? What is EFT? What is hypnotherapy? What is breath work? What are all these things? And ironically, a lot of these things are scientifically proven and are all showing us ways to manipulate and change our bodies to better respond correctly to our environment so that we feel safer in this world. Yet there's such like a scared mind looking at these things. And I want to change. I want to change how difficult this is. I want to help us communicate on both sides because I can communicate on both sides. I'm really good at helping other people understand things. Sometimes I talk too much and then that doesn't work. But here we are. How has your personal identity and experiences, especially as an autistic and LGBTQ individual, shaped the mission and values of Starlight Synergy School? 1,000%. This is a big conversation, though, that we will also be having in Starlight Synergy School. And at times in the future, this is a conversation I really love having with Shakti Rios, who is our expert in EFT and human design. And Shakti and I have a very similar viewpoint on this. And just a little bit of that is that in my book, when I talk about remember who the fuck you are, it's like, we wouldn't need personal development if all kids were just raised to love themselves the way that they are and love others the way that they are from the beginning. We wouldn't need any of this shit because everyone would just accept and be understanding and be curious about other people's experiences as opposed to judging and angry and frightened about other people being different. And I'm a person who will say, I hate labels. However, I just gave you at the beginning of this conversation fucking 20 different labels that tell you who I am. And that is because in our society, the way that our world works, labels are very useful for understanding how to navigate a person. So until the entire world has recognized how to be curious and how to be understanding and how to just love people exactly how they are and where they're at, labels are useful. Labels are helpful. And labels allow us to recognize the different experiences that people have in marginalized communities. By recognizing these experiences, we are able to then uplift our communities as a whole instead of leaving people behind. And what's that saying? If you want to go quick, go alone. If you want to go far, go together. Something like that. I can't believe and I can't sit here and think that all of us came here on this earth and we're like, oh my God, I'm living, I'm a human being. Cool. I am going to go work for 8 hours a day in an office and not go outside. And I'm going to get shit-faced on the weekends and I'm going to have a really good dinner. And then I'm going to see my friends one time. And then I'm going to go out and with my boyfriend or girlfriend or whoever. And then I'm never going to see my family because I'm so busy all the time and we don't even live near each other now. And we're just so fucking busy. And oh my God, I need health insurance and I need to go to the doctor and I need to shit. I gotta do all these things. And somebody just asked me what a hobby was. And I drink wine when I get home from work. No one wants to live that way. And if you do, it's hard for me not to believe it's because you never thought that there's another way that you could possibly live. So that's why I'm here. Is to allow others to recognize that the possibilities are fucking endless, bro. It doesn't have to be this way. We can change this. And I cannot wait to hear and to see and to feel the ideas and beliefs and visions people have spark moments, have light bulb moments in the future that are like, huh, I didn't realize I could do this like I did when I was like, I didn't know that I could go to school for being an astronaut at the age of 28. I didn't know that I was allowed to be gayer than I am. I didn't know that I could talk to my partner about opening up our relationship. I didn't know that I could sign up for accommodations at work for my disabilities. I didn't know I could put boundaries on my parents. I didn't know I was allowed to do any of these things. Like, I cannot wait to hear what you figure out you didn't realize you were allowed to do, because you're fucking allowed to do anything except for hurt people intentionally. I feel like that should be a given, but you never know. Somebody could be listening who's, woo, I can't wait, let's go out and hurt everybody. No, sorry, we can't have that. Thank you. Okay, what was the process like of turning this vision into reality? Were there any significant hurdles that you had to overcome? The biggest hurdle I have had to overcome in creating Starlight Synergy School is myself, because I spent those 2 weeks doing nothing but meditating and doing yoga, and then was like, yes, everything is fuck yes and fuck no energy, and that is all we're doing for the rest of our lives. And then reality hits. And all of a sudden, you're sitting in front of a desk for 12 hours a day, and you're just like doing to do. And at the end of it, you're like, oh, actually, I hate everything I just created. Because everything I just created came from a space of, I have to get this done. It has to be this way. I have to be this person. And I'm not that person. So treating myself like that is the worst thing I could possibly do to myself and will make everything I create shit. So I had to really dismantle myself. I had to break apart every part of myself. And I have done very intentional healing work in this process, specifically so that I could get my fucking ego out of this shit as much as possible to bring everyone who is part of this school ready for human school, for what humanity should really be like. I got to spend the last 4 months finding joy, finding what makes me happy, finding what makes me feel alive, finding how to make a school everything, everywhere, all at once, empowering and all-inclusive for everyone. And that's just been really fucking hard, but also one of the most coolest experiences of my life. Recognizing that I am now creating and now have created a space for people to feel safe, to be 100% themselves. And when I say that, I don't want to get it twisted where it's like, oh, in a world like this, nobody ever disagrees. And there's never any fights and there's never any problems. No, it's actually the complete opposite. It's that when you are safe enough to be 100% yourself, you're able to have conversations in a way that makes it so that not everything is life and death. Not every fight ends in demolition of a relationship. And there's no bridges to burn. Communication, when we all come from a space of safety in our nervous system, allows us to see another person's experience without having to go, no, you're wrong. That's not how I experienced your experience. Instead, if you don't even agree with their experience, that doesn't mean anything. Whether or not you agree with somebody's experience doesn't fucking matter. What matters is that you acknowledge that their experience is valid either way. And it goes both ways. Because if you are in a situation where you are triggered, where you are having a moment that is very hard for you, which I've had this moment has happened to me, where all I wanted to do was run. All I wanted to do was get the fuck out of where I was and never talk to those people again and just be like, see ya, peace, knew this was not like this, knew this wasn't possible, knew this was fucking bullshit. And instead, because I stayed and I fought that inner turmoil, I fought that inner voice in my head that said, I can handle it better than they can. I'm going to go because it's going to be more difficult for them to deal with the emotions this brings up. And I've just gotten real good at being resilient. Who fucking is sick of being resilient? I am fucking sick of being resilient. I don't think any of us want to be resilient anymore, and I don't think any of us should be. So instead, I showed up. And I don't even know if half the people agreed with my experience. But what I do know is that they listened. They held space for me. And they allowed me to feel like I was allowed to feel those feelings, regardless if they agreed with them or not. And that is the power of holding space for people and having community and recognizing people's experiences are valid, no matter who they are, what color they are, religion they are, anything that makes you different. So the significant hurdle was myself. At the end of the day, sitting here and feeling confident enough to talk to you all like this was something I had to get over. I had to get over myself And what I mean by I had to get over myself is that I had to get over the little me who was like, you can't be big. It's not safe. You can't speak on these things. It's not safe. Everything in your life has taught you it is not safe to be you. Don't be you. If anything, don't be you. And I've said it for a while now that I'm bigger than I show up in the world as to most people. And I'm ready to show you all who that is. Because if I can't love myself, then how am I ever going to expect any of you to love yourselves? And honestly, the most important part about this, in the great words of the prophet RuPaul, if you can't love yourself, how in the hell are you going to love anybody else? Can I get an amen? I forget no one's talking back to me. Hurdle was me. And honestly, the hurdle for all of you is going to be you. Which is why I'm here, to help you get over yourself. The little you, not the big you. Because we're blowing up, bitches. I am here to make you blow up. I want to see you be as big as you fucking possibly can be. In my view, what sets Starlight Synergy School apart from other personal development or educational platforms? Starlight Synergy School is different and is set apart from other personal development and educational platforms because I don't want you to have to do anything. I want you to want to do something. And that goes for this school too. There's no structure in the sense of you have to do these things, or if you don't do this, you won't be complete. Or if this doesn't work for you, then there's something wrong with you. The point in Starlight Synergy School is to give you as many things that can help you become the biggest and truest and best version of yourself and feel safe in doing so. And use whatever modalities, whatever practitioners help you in this, take the information that works for you and then leave the rest. If something doesn't work for you, fuck it. I don't care. I don't care if you don't like human design. I don't care if you don't like breath work. I don't care if you don't like manifestation. I don't care what you don't like. You're allowed to not like what you don't want to. Whatever. I'm excited to know what works for you, 100%. But there's no good or better or worse. All of these things can be equally beneficial to people in different ways. I'm not here to tell you what is the right way and what is the wrong way to heal yourself. I'm just here to be a conduit of information that I have acquired in my life that has helped me, and being able to cater to you and give it to you and be like, hey, how do you feel about this? Did this work for you? Oh, it didn't? Okay, let's do something else. And not feel bad or guilty or shameful because something doesn't work for you the way it worked for someone else. We are all individuals. We are all going to have things that work differently for us, especially in communities where we have people who are neurodivergent or people who are on the spectrum, or even people that have come from different socioeconomic classes and people who have grown up in different languages. There are barriers for the way that our brain obtains information. Some of us are going to be more visual. Some of us are going to be more auditory. Some of us are going to be more like kinesthetic, and it's fine. We are all different. And that is what's so fucking beautiful. That's what's so fucking cool. And that's why there are so many celestial guides, because they all are experts in the area that honestly changed their life. And that's what's so cool, is that they know how this works for them. And so with the person you're going to connect with, the modality that you're going to connect with, it's going to make sense to you. And if it doesn't make sense to you, and if it doesn't work, either I can help you break it down if you want to know more about it. If maybe that's how you feel like you're disconnected from it, which is why we're going to have an area for people who are neurodivergent or need extra help in these areas in understanding. Because I'm a person who needs things fucking broken down, dude. I don't understand words. Words are hard for me. They always have been. Someone can say a word in a sentence, and I'll be like, okay, I know that word is used in these contexts. I could even reuse the word in different sentences. Do I know the definition? No, I have no fucking clue. And so a lot of times in life, when it's come down to taking specific classes or even like online courses and stuff, I have to break shit down to understand it. And with this understanding of myself, I want people to recognize that we are here for you to understand things in the way that is most helpful for you to understand them. And that sets us apart. We're here to help you understand how your experience is different, individual, and special, and how that's not only valid, but why you're so fucking cool. What has been the most rewarding part of this journey for you personally? The most rewarding part of this journey for me has been being able to take some of the most brilliant people I've ever met in my life and some of my closest friends and the people who have made the greatest impact on changing my life, my world, my brain, and allowing me to be 100% me and love me for who I am, all the same place. I had this dream my whole life where I recognize that I've lived so many places, I've met so many people, and all I ever wanted in my heart, I would meet different people, and I'd be like, oh, I just wish so badly you could know this person. I wish so badly you could be a part of each other's lives. And not only is that what I've created, but I've brought them together in a way to help heal the fucking world, bruh. Holy shit. That is what brings me the most joy about this, is that I get to watch everybody's things spark people across the world. And I get to have conversations that are so meaningful to me. And I get to see the world light up through the change that these people create. And that has been the most rewarding part for me. And to push as deeply as I possibly can into my belief that I am allowed to get paid for being me. And I am allowed to exist being me. And that being me is enough. And that I am worthy for being who I am 100%. And I know as this moves along, that is going to be the next greatest rewarding aspect. We'll be watching other people recognize that truth about themselves as well. Looking forward, how do I envision the growth and evolution of Starlight Synergy School? Are there new areas you're excited to explore? So this is a funny question because I already said new ideas are constantly coming to me on an everyday basis. I envision this school becoming the way that we learn how to do life, that we learn how to love ourselves, that we teach our children how to be from the day that they're born, that we can ingrain these types of beliefs in them before they hit 7 years old and before their subconscious is completely formed, so that their inherent beliefs are in themselves, in loving themselves, and in loving each other. I see Starlight Synergy School becoming a physical location. I see Starlight Synergy School becoming a place of healing for people to go. I see it becoming an online platform for spreading this information all over the world. I see the Celestial Guides becoming the leaders in their industry and training others to help spread this even more. I see so many things. And this is just the beginning. And I'm going to leave it at that because I'll talk about other ideas later. Just know that I see a lot. And I can't wait to see how far this goes. For someone listening who feels inspired by your story, but is uncertain about taking the first step towards their own dream, what advice would you give? For someone listening who feels inspired by my story, but is uncertain about taking the first step towards their own dream, my advice would be first to ask yourself the question, what is the first step towards your own dream? What is the first smallest step that you can take towards that dream? And then ask yourself, how possible is it for you to take that first step? And then after answering that, ask yourself, what can I do to make that first step this week? What can I do towards making that first step this week? Another big piece of advice that I would give is honestly, fucking shut out the noise. If you have to delete everyone you follow on Instagram, I don't give a fuck if people get mad at you because I did that and people got mad at me and I was like, dude, I had an unhealthy relationship with Instagram and you're mad at me? I'm just trying to protect myself over here. Turn off the news, turn off the TV, make a list of the things that make you feel bad about yourself maybe in your life and shut them out. I think that's a very big step. Allowing yourself the space to cut off the things that try to make you feel bad about yourself. I think that's a really good first step. And then finding something that brings you joy. And then obviously joining Starlight's Energy School. Duh. There's a few things that I really wanted to share today as we wrap up. And when I was in elementary school, I was in Girl Scouts. And we had this thing called the Paper Plate Awards. And I won the 1,000 Questions Award. Didn't even know that was an option. They clearly created that one just for me. And it was a big joke and everyone laughed so hard. And basically it was, I won the most annoying person award. Looking back on this story a few days ago, I recognized who I've been my whole life. And that I wasn't annoying. I was inquisitive. And it has been my inquisitivity that has led me to where I am now. It has led me to be a scientist. It has led me to become this cosmic engineer that I have now deemed my title. And I believe full-heartedly that being willing to ask questions, being willing to look stupid, being willing to be the dumbest person in the room is what allows us to actually be the smartest and actually allow us to grow and to build much more beautiful things by asking questions and being curious about the world. If you stop yourself from asking questions, then you have stopped how far you are able to go. And that goes for everybody around you. Because if nobody feels confident or comfortable asking questions, then we have stunted our growth. And that is something that I noticed a lot in academia, is that people did not feel safe to ask questions. And if we aren't asking questions, then we're not creating. There's no new ideas that are being put into the world. We're just living based on what has already been created, which means that the only movies in the future that we will ever see will always be remakes. And I can't fucking stand that shit. So I really need people to start asking questions so that we can get more original movie ideas. Anyways, I've had this inherent knowing
since I was a kid that I was meant to do something big. And I was meant to create something. And I knew this inherent knowing was more so about that, like, life wasn't supposed to be the way that it was. And I can see, even looking back, I can look at my journals, I can look at the letters I would write my parents. I just was like, why? All the time. I'm like, why? But why? And then you get the answer, because I said so. And but that's not an explanation. Give me an explanation, then maybe I'll understand. And if it's not an explanation that feels sufficient to me, then I'm going to push and I'm going to prod and I'm going to question, because I'm going to be like, why do you even believe this? What is the point? How are these beliefs, how are these limiting factors serving you in your life? We have this one fucking life, guys. Like, we have been brought to earth in this lifetime to be able to fucking live it, not get through it. We are not here to get through life. We are here to experience life. If I would have listened to myself sooner, people don't see that about me though, right? Because they see the person who just does whatever the fuck they want whenever they want. But they have never seen the dichotomy of the paralysis I go through constantly and have my entire life. It has caused me to not do what I want because of what I think people and society have expected success to be for me. Someone wrote a review for my book that literally said, my master's program at Cornell was almost like an accidental stint in my life, right? Or an accidental sideway, tributary, whatever the fuck you want to call it. Road less traveled by. And that could not be more of a perfect way of stating that I literally just decided to go to Cornell to be like, hey, look what I can do without even trying. What? Like, it's hard? Elwoods was right, bro. But I don't have to prove I am worth anything. The last thing that I want to leave you with is my story is not special. I'm not special because I struggled for success. Everyone does. Everyone fucking struggles. The competition of who struggles more doesn't fucking win us anything. I don't want to be known for how much I have struggled and how much of an ability I have to survive. Like, all that means, if I'm known for my struggle and my ability to survive, is that I just endured a lot of fucking pain all the fucking time and just survived. It's the difference between persistence and resilience in my mind. To persist is to push past. You can be fucking resilient and just stay exactly where you are for the rest of your life. I want to be known for knowing those stories don't dictate who I am. I want to be known for someone who realizes and believes and knows that those stories of survival do not dictate who I am as a human being. And who I am for helping others to recognize that they are whole and they are great, regardless of their suffering. We all deserve love. We all deserve softness. And we all deserve success from the day we are born. We don't have to do anything to earn the right to live life full-heartedly and to experience everything. And I want people to recognize that. So I created a school that could allow all of us to learn these things about ourselves together so that we can play dominoes with the fucking world and take down the fucking systems that do not serve any of us. And I'm fucking ready. And I just want to know who's fucking ready with me. Because I thought I was going to try and play nice, and I was like, oh, it's going to be sweet. I'm going to start a school, and it's going to be so wonderful, and everything's going to feel so good, and everything's going to be so happy and light and joyful. And yes, for sure that is it. But to be completely honest, I started this school because this is a school for people ready to fuck shit up. And I just want to experience fucking up the shit with everybody that I can, that are like-minded. Actually, that's not true. Let's take that back. I don't like that. See, look, I just changed my mind. I don't want like-minded people. I do. Actually, I'm kidding. Like, I want all the people. Not just one type of people. Let's all fuck shit up. Let's break down everything that we have ever believed and create something that's worth believing in. That's what I'm fucking here for, man. I don't really have anything else to say about this right now. I feel like I gave a lot of energy here. And I hope some of this resonated with you. And if it did, it was fucking awesome. Starlight Synergy School classes will begin May 1st. The promo code to get 50% off of Starlight Synergy School Elemental Empowerment course. The code is ADASTRA, and you can still use that code until March 31st. After that, it goes back up to full price. We do have scholarship pricing for people in marginalized communities. Reach out if you need that information. And other than that, I'll see you on the fucking destructive side. Let's go. Ad Astra. To infinity and beyond. Let's go, girls. Don't fuck it up. Just trying to think of all the taglines of all my favorite things. You know what I'm saying? Okay, bye. If you're inspired to explore further and join our community of cosmic learners and fellow starseeds, follow us on social media, subscribe to our podcast on your favorite platform, and visit our website to learn more about our courses. Together, we can unlock the secrets of the stars and the untapped potential within. Please remember, this podcast is for educational and inspirational purposes only. While we explore topics related to personal and spiritual growth, it's important to seek professional advice for individual concerns. Our journey together is one of exploration and discovery, not a substitute for professional guidance. Let's embark on this cosmic journey together. Welcome to the Cosmic Classroom.